So now we'll be looking for Isaias Sandoval, because he was involved in removing those GPS trackers. At least it would seem, from the evidence we got from the data core back at Taiyong Medical in China. We also learned a little bit about how the whole heist was pulled off from the artificial intelligence Eliza Kassan that also runs Picus News' propaganda stuff. Now I take a quick look around here. Check this out. Picture of what I assume are parents. Look at that dad. Doesn't that look a little bit like H.P. Lovecraft? Also, the mom looks like stupid young. Yeah, this is what's going on. Normally, I don't watch the news because it's garbage, but where there's all these riots and everything going on in Detroit.
Thousands of angry rioters took to the streets in several cities this evening after viewing
Not just Detroit
controversial
either.
satellite footage uncovered by Picus. Detroit, Toronto, Mumbai, and Rio de Janeiro all report violent clashes taking place outside the doors of such well-known biotechnology firms as Kusanagi, Isole, and Seraph Industries. The footage sparking the riots appears to show scientists performing crude, torture-like experiments on teams of augmented super soldiers. Just minutes ago, Zhao Yunru, CEO of the Taiyong Medical Corporation, commented on the images.
I want the world to know that we at Taiyong Medical have not and never will condone these experiments. This company prides itself on maintaining a safe environment and an ethical approach to research at all times. We invite critics and members of the UN to tour our facilities firsthand. They will find nothing but order, progress, and moral responsibility.
Looks as if the ball is now firmly in the United Nations court. This is Eliza Kassan reporting to you live from Picus.
Alright, so that seems to be at least partially a response to you breaking in and making a stink over at Taiyong Medical. Now, these reports of super soldiers, I think, is supposed to be referring to me, because Adam Jensen is basically a super soldier. And as we know, she will do and say anything.
Security system.
Thanks a lot.
See you soon, Mr. Jensen.
See you later. And fabricate. Oh, what the hell was that? That was weird. Anyway, fabricate information as necessary to destabilize their competitors. So she might have seen this as an opportunity to become a true monopoly, while playing nice with the UN and sort of muscling her way into being a trusted maker of human augmentations, as opposed to Seraph Industries, who are making these horrible super soldiers. And of course she figured people would believe it because I exist, and that is smoke to indicate a fire. What about that jolt? That was weird, wasn't it? Guess it was nothing.
Jensen! You asshole!
Whoa,
You
hey!
cost me my job!
Slow down. What happened?
What happened? They found out I let you into the morgue. That's what happened. They canned me.
Well, that sucks. We did manipulate him into letting us in. Let's go easy on him. I mean, we really did do this to him.
Wayne, I'm sorry. You didn't deserve any of this.
Damn right I didn't. That's the second time you screwed me over.
I know. And I want to make it up to you for everything you've been through. Seraph Industries lost a lot of good people in the last 6 months, and we could use someone like you.
Oh, really? You're not saying that just to say it.
Talk to HR. Tell them I recommend you. Corporate security pays more than being a cop, and you won't be stuck behind a desk.
Jeez, yeah. Okay. I need the work, but this better be on the level.
It is. None of this is your fault, so let me make it right.
Yeah. I should sit down, you know? It's been a long week, and then all this crap. But thanks. I mean it.
Hang in there, Wayne. Maybe if we hire you, we could hook you up with robot penis. Pretty great. Made me feel a whole lot better about that involuntary transhumanism thing. Anything else to see around here? Never-ending Picus. People hiding from the... Whoa, burning car outside. And police. So let's go out to the chaos. Luckily, we're much more upgraded than we were last time we were in Detroit, so... While the threat has increased, I think we've increased our threat tolerance considerably more. A couple punks over here. That leads into Derek Rowe Ballers territory. And here we have policemen arresting people.
Yo, mind your own business, man.
Alright, fair enough. And arresting more people. And shit's going down out here tonight, isn't it?
You've got no right!
This
is an injustice!
Well, they're just arresting you. They're not, like, beating you up.
Get the hell off.
Let me go!
And look at this dude. Where's he headed?
We've got some serious police brutality going on here.
Well, maybe. I haven't quite seen it yet. I've just seen a bunch of people being arrested. Oh, look at that. The whole area has just been barricaded off. It's still full of people, though. You can go in there. I'll probably have to do that later. Beforehand, though, I gotta look into Sandoval.
Get back here! Leave me alone! That's it! Easy, man! Easy! I saw you throw that firebomb, you little shit! Wasn't me, man! You stay right there until the wagon gets here.
Well, he's been detained.
Hey, man, I didn't do nothing!
Well, then you should be fine once they decide not to book you. Magnificent. So we need to head to the other side of town. I think we've got to get to Seraph Industries. So back across the subway. Pretty groovy music this time around. Seems a little louder.
Sorry, but we've diverted all the trams. There are no more coming to this station. But how am I supposed to get home? The best thing to do is get outside the downtown area and catch a tram there.
But it's dangerous out there. The rioters are breaking windows and looting.
Can you at least tell us what lines are operating so we know what station to go to? I'll try to find out.
I mean, that seems pretty fair. If you've got, like, riots that are breaking down into violence and possibly terror attacks, then, yeah, stop the trams. Redirect.
They tripped me from behind and stripped me of my purse.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, but they refused to stick around to wait for you guys. They were scared for their safety. Maybe if you had come sooner.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but most of the squad has been assigned to subdue the rioters.
It seems like all I'm hearing from police these days are sorries.
Do you have anything else to report, ma'am?
No, thank you. I'm fine. I'm gonna wait for my sister to come pick me up. Meanwhile, I'll lament about the end of the civilized world as we know it.
Jeez. Melodramatic much. You lost your purse. That sucks. I hope you find it. I hope they arrest the guy that took it. Not as important as the riots and the burning of the city going around you. It's not the end of civilization either, it's just Detroit. In all honesty, this should be business as usual for you people.
As soon as that one
Yeah. Things are a little more intense over near Seraph Industries. the riots obviously would have been directed at a limb clinic or Seraph Industries itself.
Jensen, Sarif had me hack the convention center security logs for you. Sandoval signed out. He isn't there.
Taggart will know where he went.
You
Alright.
really think he'll tell you in the middle of a riot? In front of all the media?
He will if I ask real nice.
Well, if that doesn't work, he also has a dressing room backstage. Seems to me a man like Taggart must keep close track of his employees.
Yeah, that checks out. So where we thought Sandoval would be, sorry if I didn't mention this, or I didn't read the thing out loud that said it, or what have you. If you recall, Bill Taggart, that jackass psychologist that tried to, like, use my past traumas against me to win an argument, is holding a big, dumb, speech thing at the convention center about the dangers of augmentation. You know, go figure, all these riots right around the same time. But he's totally against all the violence, totally against it, and he decries it, and wants nothing to do with it. Right. Do I have enough for Praxis? I do. So I'm going to go into the limb clinic and buy me some Praxis.
Dr. Chetchery, call 217.
Will you be...
I will be perch.
Call 217.
I will perch all the things. Rad.
Always a pleasure, sir.
Thanks a lot, lady. So I now have a Praxis. I'll get another one in 480, so I'm going to hang on to it. I don't know if I'm going to need both of them to unlock a new power or what, but I'm going to hang on until I have two. That won't be very long. Time to go deal with that Taggart jackass. Oh, fuck off with Picus. Screw you shit. Wow. Alright, so that's... Wait, what? Hey, I didn't shoot anybody! I didn't shoot anybody! It was even silenced! Fuck! Oh, well, I mean, you want to get down to it, the police are jumpy on a night like this, so that was probably stupid on my part. Let's just get into the convention center. Some ossifers here.
Everything seems to be under control in the convention center.
And Taggart?
He's on stage now. His protection is deep. Only those with VIP passes can get by the guards.
We'll just
And I happen to have one, because my boss didn't want his. So let's see what the fuck is going on in here. Yeah, this sure is a convention center.
You think they would actually work and not just sit there looking good? Damn good.
Tell me about it. Now he's called again.
Alright. Oh, hey! That happened again. I should really talk to somebody about that.
Bill is really changing the world for the better. Or changing it back to what it used to be. To before these people started poisoning their bodies.
Poisoning their bodies?
Words, their divine engines. See, I have no problem with amputees wanting to get augmentations. Especially our soldiers. That's the least they deserve after defending our country. Like Taggart's patient, Ezekiel. Right. And what happened to Ezekiel?
Interesting.
He got himself a new limb that sent him into a spiral of despair because of the drugs. Essentially, what Bill Taggart is asking is, do we really want to have a world filled with addicts being forced to pay exorbitant amounts of money to a bunch of corporate neuropozyne pushers? I just don't get why certain people have this loony idea that augmentations will make the world better. Well, as you can see by what's going on out there, they have a lot of work to do to convince the world.
Well, that's a massive straw man you're putting together there in the form of a question. That's not the conversation at all. That's the conversation Taggart wants to have.
I've been a victim of this anti-aug backlash. I was attacked simply for having been to a limb clinic. By people who were not augmented. People with an axe to grind. And do you know who saved me? An augmented man, a stranger!
Huh.
So you tell me where the real danger comes from.
Yeah, you give your speech. I'm sure everybody really cares what you think.
Just can't subscribe to Taggart's Neanderthal opinions. It's like he thinks human development is a sin.
I can't believe there are still people out there with such backward mentality.
You ladies are good. You're good people. I like you.
I'm not here to tell you that augmentation will make the world a better place. I'm here to stand up for my right to get company.
Oh, you're here to be a pain in the ass, apparently.
Yeah. Backstage area.
So now I have to decide, do I want to break in and get the information from him, or do I want to confront his ass and get him to spill the beans?
Have you seen the size of those vents?
I think I'm going to go talk to him. It's much more entertaining.
Try to assassinate Taggart?
Gotta go ahead and save first.
Human evolution is a fantasy, but that is exactly what I am telling you. As a world...
Wow, that's deeply
Where's his sidekick, Taggart?
anti-intellectual.
6 months ago, Seraph Industries was attacked by mercenaries whose objective was to cripple our research. But I've learned the attack was just a smokescreen. Megan Reed's team was kidnapped, and Isaias Sandoval, your personal aide, was involved.
That is ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for Mr. Jensen's intrusion, and I assure you that these accusations are without basis.
Are they?
That's rich coming from you.
Why are you calling me here? A change of plans. Seraph's team must not make it to the hearing.
But that's too soon. If you want me to remove the GPLs, I'll need a full operating suite. Does the facility have one?
That's your man, Taggart. Talking about removing implanted GPL devices so that the people who took Seraph scientists could cover it up.
I see what's going on here. Seraph Industries has received 2 black eyes in the last few days. The first, due to the shocking news coming out of Montreal that biotech companies are secretly participating in unethical super soldier experiments.
Yeah,
And
sure.
the second, as a result of their violent escalation of today's peaceful protest. David Seraph and his corporate bedfellows are desperate and in imminent danger of losing the regulation vote, so this man has been sent here to attack my reputation.
I'm totally against
Right here,
violent
Taggart.
protests,
Look at
but
me.
they started it.
I admit, I wouldn't feel bad if your reputation was damaged in front of the press, since you've been doing the same to my colleagues for years. But that's not why I'm here. Seraph scientists are alive, and it's time for the truth to come out.
The truth, Mr. Jensen, is that this recording of yours proves nothing. It could have been made by anyone in the world with a grudge against Humanity Front, and you are our prime suspect.
Uh-huh. Need to be real careful here. You can
You're
find
right, it's not enough to get a conviction. But it's enough for a search warrant. That's all I want, Taggart. Why are you standing in the way?
I'm not. I'm trying to protect... Look,
Ooh,
Mr. Jensen.
that shook him.
I know why you came here instead of taking your recording to the police.
Oh, do you?
I know the real reason for your accusations, and you're not entirely to blame for what you're doing. It is common, after trauma such as the one you suffered, to fixate on the event, to stay blocked in the past. In a word, you're obsessed.
That is true, but you don't know me enough in a clinical sense to actually see that that's the case.
I can worry about myself later. What's really important now is the 5 innocent people whose lives were stolen from them during that attack.
Look how concerned he is about his image. He won't even let security take me out.
I don't want to see anyone's lives stolen from them. As you know, I was a practicing psychologist before I devoted my life to ending the threat of augmentation.
Uh-huh.
And I've seen this kind of behavior before.
Oh, yeah.
Confused, You consider me your enemy, and you think the only way you can regain control is to defeat me in some way. You're wrong, I'm afraid.
So you think I'm deflecting aggressions at you? No. This is tricky. He's either an alpha or a beta, and I'm not 100% sure. Well, the whole concept of this, like, alpha, beta, omega thing, omega's actually sort of invented. By some asshole on the internet whose name I don't even want to bring up. But the whole notion of the alpha and beta in human terms is kind of taken from psychosexual concepts. I'm gonna say that he is an alpha, largely because he doesn't, he firmly believes that what he does is right, while betas would be more willing to question themselves.
I have an idea, Taggart. Why don't I give my recording to that reporter down there? He has a machine that can prove it's real right now, once and for all. Of course, when he says it's genuine, I guess it'll be top news story for the next few weeks, and you can kiss your vote goodbye. On the other hand, if you talk to me backstage, I can hold on to this recording, and you can keep the benefit of the doubt for a little while longer.
Very adroit, Mr. Jensen. Nicely played. I see you have me over a barrel. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but I'm going to have to beg your indulgence for a few moments more. If you will all please remain patient, I will return as soon as I can. Thank you. Mr. Jensen, I'll see you backstage.
Well, I shut him up. Let's go find out what fucking Sandoval is. Hey, look at the security guards. Oh, they're such cool guys. Where did they go? Oh, they magically teleported backstage. Alright. First I want to take a look at these security guys. Look at them. These guys mean trouble. They don't just look like any old security. They almost look like mafioso or some shit.
You see what's happening in the city, Og. The people are rising up against your kind.
Oh, so they're probably Purity Firsters. That's interesting. My kind. What do you have to say?
Just give me an excuse. I'll keep those hands as trophies.
Yeah, that's a lot of hatred. I'm willing to bet they are Purity Firsters.
And members of the UN to tour our facilities firsthand. They will find nothing but order, progress.
Yeah, nothing but what I tell them they found, because I am in the Illuminati.
I hope you're not here to disturb Mr. Taggart. That would be a mistake.
What are you and your mustache gonna do about it if I am, huh? Huh? Eh? Think you're so cool with your sunglasses? Mine are built into my fucking head, man! That's right.
Mr. Jensen, I appreciate you allowing me to deal with this in a more discreet manner.
Save it, Taggart. You've wasted enough of my time as it is. Now where's Sandoval?
He has an apartment he uses when in this city, on Grand River Road. He mentioned he was feeling very run down, so I can only assume he went there.
I see.
He's not an evil man, Mr. Jensen. If he's done what you say, it's only because of his brother, Ezekiel. A man you might know better as Zeke Sanders.
Sanders?
Yeah, I figured that one out a while ago.
The man who attacked Sarah's manufacturing plant?
I knew nothing about it until after it was over, and then I tried. I tried to convince Isaias not to follow in his footsteps.
Good job.
Mr. Jensen, please. Isaias has done so much for so many needy people. People suffering from implant rejection. Promise me you will deal with him fairly.
That doesn't excuse what he did, man.
I understand, but please try.
Like, if he wants to play along, you'll have an easier time, but that doesn't excuse what he did. You know, if fucking Mussolini did philanthropy, that doesn't excuse the fact that he was a horrible tyrant.
Footage uncovered by Picus. Detroit, Toronto, Mumbai, and Rio de Janeiro.
Alrighty then. This leads me back out to the crowd, huh? Storage area. Well, I wouldn't mind stealing some shit from these fucks. Just gotta wait for this guy to turn the corner. Get moving. That's right. Aw, yeah. Sweet. Just a fire extinguisher. Okay. Well, that was unexciting. Ah, well. Time to GTFO, as the kids say.